Do you think that film is overrated and that digital photography is too clean and easy, lacking any real challenge? Or are you looking for a Goldilocks camera that's ergonomic, yet a little bit impractical? Well, I might have the camera for you, and it shoots straight to floppy disk. Meet the Sony Mavica, the first camera to shoot directly to disk. These cameras were first introduced in the 1980s and evolved throughout the years until they were discontinued in the early 2000s. They weren't known for their stellar image quality, but their compatibility with existing tech at the time was a real game changer. Back then, skipping the darkroom was revolutionary, especially for a business desiring immediate results. No more did you have to wait hours, if not days, to get your film back from the lab. You could just eject the floppy disks, put them into your computer, and you're ready to go. So here's my question though. Can a 25-year-old camera designed for convenience be used to capture something artistic? Ignoring all those art history lectures I sat through in junior college, I decided to see what this camera could really do. After all, I was always more of a fan of R. Mutt than I was Duchamp. Anyways, I picked up the Sony Mavica and brought it along when I was just doing errands. As well, I took it on my summer adventures. It was the perfect excuse to put this camera through its paces. First impressions? It's a digital camera, but it's got this nostalgic charm. It somewhat reminds me of my family's first digital camera that my dad picked up back in 2003. I remember it cost a small fortune, and the brand-specific 256 megabyte memory card was another expense added on top of it. Plus, it ran off of AA batteries, which meant after you filled up the memory card with 20 some odd photos, it was time to swap out the batteries. I do have a small tangent, but it blows my mind that for years, nothing was universal. Between brands, there's 50 different types of memory cards, cables, and software you had to use just to see your photos. No wonder people were so brand loyal back then. Nobody wanted to learn anything new. Sony actually tried to fix the memory problem with the Mavica by using floppy disks, but ultimately caved and introduced their own proprietary Sony Memory Stick Pro Duo once photo resolution increased. Floppy disks were common, cheap, and surprisingly durable, especially compared to CDs and memory cards at the time. So creating a camera that ran off floppies, it was brilliant, especially when they were targeting businesses more so than families and artists. This gave Sony an edge in the market, but how did it hold up in practice? Well, by using tech similar to that of a Hi8 camcorder of the time, the image quality is not the best. It struggles in low light and has a limited exposure latitude. As well, it only offers 1.5 stops of exposure compensation. As well, floppy disks have limited memory, so you only get about 12 to 14 photos in high-res mode per disk. In low-res mode, you can fit more photos, but the file sizes drop from 1024 by 768 to to 640 by 480. There are some standout features though. The zoom on my model is insane. At its widest field of view, it's about a 40mm, but when you zoom in, you can get up to a 500mm just about. As well, battery life on this camera is excellent. I shot it throughout the summer, and I haven't charged it once. As well, fun fact, it takes the same batteries as my Sony Hi8 camcorder. Speaking of which, the Sony Mavica can actually record video too, but the floppy disks can only hold up to 30 to 60 seconds worth of footage, depending on quality. I did try to record some video with the Sony Mavica, but the files ended up being corrupted. I feel this was a software hiccup. Trying to get 30-year-old tech to talk to modern computers isn't the easiest thing, especially when you're not computer savvy. Something futuristic about this camera is that I actually had a tilty screen, as well as an electronic viewfinder. Kinda reminded me of my old Sony a7 II. I kinda like to think of them as distant cousins. So should you rush out and purchase one of these cameras today? Probably not. But if you're into quirky and unique cameras that use alternative tech, this Mavica or one of its siblings could be a great addition to your collection.
Slept with a sea otter for like years and years.
See, I'm practicing.
Another reason why you might be interested in this camera? Well, it's a great conversation starter. First off, it's a quirky, attention-grabbing camera. It's not sleek and smooth, but it's angular and chunky. Second, ejecting the floppy disks from this camera always gets a reaction. Nostalgia from older folks, confusion from younger ones, with both being surprised. And that's why I made this video, to celebrate that weird charm I love with film photography, as well as early digital photography. It's about that nostalgic joy you get when using something outdated or impractical. It's not about efficiency, it's about a feeling, and maybe turning heads. It's like driving a classic car. You could go out and buy the newest, safest, most efficient vehicle on the road and brag about it. But then someone comes by driving their unique beat-up classic with a smile on their face, and everyone turns their head. Sometimes it's not about having the best tech. It's about the experience or feeling about using something from the past. takes so fucking long because I suck.